Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Away we go on a Friday. It is a Pick 2 Friday. Getting ready for some high school football coming up tonight, as we'll have two games going on tonight. I am at Bill Washington Stadium getting ready for region action in 3A Region 7. And we've also got Randolph at Westminster. That will be over the airwaves. But we've got Pick 2 to deal with as well. Wes Neighbors, he is back in the studios of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And right out of the gate, joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, you will hear him on the call for tomorrow night's game between the U, which they are still a road dog. Latest point spread from VEASAN has Texas A&M a 6-point home favorite over the Hurricanes. And Steve Berline, a Super Bowl winner, is joining us right now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing real well. Appreciate the time here. There was so much to talk about with Texas A&M, but I cannot help but want to start with their offense. What did you see offensively that was troublesome against Appalachian State in your eyes?
I saw nothing, and that was what was troublesome. You know, when you look at the stats just alone, that tells the whole story. I think it was 41 minutes to 19 minutes in terms of possession, time of possession, and that's just not enough time to get any kind of rhythm going, any kind of flow to your offense, and it also means that there were no big plays. The third down conversions, I think, were about 25%, 2 of 8. That means you're not sustaining drives, and the other concerning thing was just the fact that App State was able to kind of control the narrative all day long. I think Texas A&M had one offensive touchdown, and the other was a 95-yard kickoff return by Achani. But the bottom line is that Texas A&M just did not show up ready to play. And to me, I think it's a direct reflection on Jimbo Fisher, and that's the kind of game that you cannot lose. And obviously, the football team was not ready to play. You look at the great college coaches, the Nick Sabans and the Lou Holtzes, who I had a chance to play for at Notre Dame, and go back to Jimmy Johnson. The really good, consistent head coaches don't lose football games like that. They're going to get upset every once in a while. They'll have an off performance, but not against a team that clearly should be at a different level and should be a game that they win handily. That was what was really concerning to me, is that they just really seemed to be on both sides of the ball, just trying to struggle to keep up with what App State was doing. App State played with more intensity and a lot more consistency, and that was a difference in the ballgame.
Talking with Steve Berline right now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. We spent so much time, frankly, on Texas A&M, Steve, that have you derived anything in what looked like two cakewalks for the U under Mario Cristobal with Bethune-Cookman and Southern Miss? Well,
truly neither one of these teams has played what you would consider a real legitimate football program. And that's not to slight App State, because they've been a good program for a lot of years, but obviously not the same level of competition. And, when they win a game like they did last week, it's a huge deal. People still talk about the upset they had over Michigan, way back when, but that upset last week rivals it for sure. But I would say that, we don't really know a whole heck of a lot about either one of these teams. And Miami, I think, definitely comes in with more confidence. I really like Mario Cristobal. He's he's proven himself, obviously, at the highest level out there in the Pac-12, and with his consistency and how quickly he built that program up and got him, at the forefront and into the, legitimate, national championship conversation at least. So I think he's done a great job already changing the culture. I love the staff he's put together. They've got a lot of real positive energy there, and a really good quarterback in Van Dyke, and a guy that's pretty highly rated, excuse me. And then some supporting talent around him. Of course, they're going to be missing their top receiver. Restrepo is out with a leg injury, I heard, and so that's going to really put a lot of pressure on Van Dyke to find other guys to create explosive type plays. And I think this matchup, with the timing of it and with what Texas A&M went through with the upset last week, I think the Aggies are going to come out fired up, ready to play, and really try to, defensively, I think, lay the hammer to this Miami offense from the very beginning of the game all the way through. So I think it's going to be a defensive battle more so than an offensive battle, and I think I see Texas A&M at home, taking this one.
Last year, I guess Miami beat App State in a last possession game. So that they have experience with App State also. But what does the sideline look like, Steve, during the Texas A&M game? I didn't get to see but the last of it. Is Texas A&M? Do you think they're having internal problems, or it's one of those things where they're just playing they have a lot of new faces and young players and don't know what it takes to win week to week?
Well, I think it's a combination, and I really think that I kind of watched just what's going on field during the game. I really think that there was just a level of confidence that Texas A&M had coming into the game, that they were going to control this game, and they could just pretty much show up and win. And I don't think they had a respect level for App State that was at the level that a team that wants to contend and that's expected to contend for a national championship should play at. The good programs show up and are ready to play each and every week, and in games where they should take control from the earliest point on through the course of the game. And you see those coaches step up, and you look at what Georgia's doing right now. You look at what Nick Saban's doing. You look at what Dabo Swinney was doing down there in Clemson when he had those powerhouse teams that were expected to do really well. They took control of games early, and they left no doubt that the weaker opponent was in for a long day. I don't think App State ever got that message. They came out and felt they could play. They're always going to come out fired up with that kind of energy at the early part of the game, but the better football team should be able to make a statement, throughout the course of at least the first half that they're the better team. And I don't think A&M ever did that. And as a result, App State just kept getting more and more confident, and that's what led to maybe a little bit of tension, a little bit of pressing on the part of Haynes King in that offense. Just never really being able to make the plays they needed to make to. Heck, all they needed was a couple more plays to win that ball game, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd be talking about, like what you said a minute ago, how Miami won a late possession game last year against the same football team. But the bottom line is the good teams find a way to make those plays and get it done. A&M didn't do that.
Well, the other story that came out, Steve, is that Texas A&M going with Max Johnson rather than Haynes King, shuffling quarterbacks. How dangerous is that on a football team?
Well, I think it's dangerous, but only from the standpoint is if the coach is not decisive in how he does it. I think what they like about Max Johnson is the fact that he has experience. He's played in big games. I think they knew that going into this season. You know, Haynes King did play, several games last year, but really is kind of an unproven commodity. And, not to say that Max Johnson has proven himself to be a top-notch guy, but I think with the way that game went last week and the lack of energy and production of the offense when Haynes King was in there, I think this is more than anything a statement that the expectations are very high for this football team. And if someone is looked at as the weak link or as holding back this team in any way, shape, or form, Jimbo Fisher and the staff is not going to be afraid to make that kind of a move. And I think that's why they brought Max Johnson in the first place. They knew that if Haynes King struggled early in the season, they'd probably be able to put the ball in Max Johnson's hands and have a good shot to still be a really solid football team.
How closely do you follow your Dallas Cowboys? After all, you got a Super Bowl ring from them. And any word that you're going to come off the list and maybe back up Will Greer anytime soon, Steve?
I wish that were the case. I wish that I would get that kind of an offer. But it's been about 18 years since I stopped going. My knees and my hips are not the ones I was born with. And as a result, I just don't think in this day and age that they could provide me the kind of security and protection I need back in that pocket. So I can still throw it. But the other parts of the game, it wouldn't be pretty. But I'm flattered by even the fact that idea entered your mind. But I'll be taking a hard pass on this.
Do you ever talk to Lou Holtz much?
Oh yeah, I talk to Lou a lot, no doubt. He's doing great, 85 now, and he's slowing down a little bit, but I think he's doing pretty well coming back off of a back surgery. And I just saw him a few months ago. But yeah, he's an incredible guy, and I do keep in touch with him for sure.
So I mean, I close my eyes and I can see him and Mark May arguing somewhere.
Yeah, he loves getting into it and telling stories about Mark May for sure. But he's a really impactful guy in my life, and I'm grateful that he came to Notre Dame and I got 1 year with him.
Was he because we see him kind of as a TV personality and certainly a motivational speaker? Do you see a lot of Coach Holtz when you see him on television or as a motivational speaker, or was he different in the locker room?
Well, he's actually really similar to what you see on television, but the difference is when you see him behind the scenes in the locker room or on the field, he doesn't play that game, that he used to play when he was a coach. He'd always make it seem as though, I don't know how we're going to do today. I don't know how we match up against them. They're pretty good. He'd always kind of set the trap. But then behind the scenes, he'd be telling us, there's absolutely no reason, man, why we can't come out and take this game from start to finish. It doesn't have to be. Well, he used to tell me, come up to me before the game, right before kickoff, and he looked at me and say, Berline, this game does not have to be close. You know what I'm saying? It does not have to be close. We can take control and run them out of the field if you want to. It does not have to be close. So,
no pressure, right? No pressure.
I love the Lou Holtz impersonation as well. We all have it, don't we?
Well,
yeah.
Well, there's plenty of them. If we had more time, I could give you quite a few. I wasn't really thinking of any Lou Holtz stories right there, but I got a bunch that always jump into my head. So they're a lot of fun over a few beers.
What about Notre Dame's current situation?
Yeah, it's a tough deal right now. I'm not obviously happy about what's going on at this point, but I do really believe that Marcus Freeman's the right guy. I really do like him, and I think that he's got all the things that you're looking for in a long-term coach to fill that position. He loves Notre Dame. He understands the opportunity. He's excited about it. But I think, and ideally, I think the way that Notre Dame had maybe planned it to work out, they really did like him. I think they envisioned him as a guy that could be the head coach at some point. But I think they were hoping that Brian Kelly would stay another 2 or 3 years, give him a chance to really get settled in and really get comfortable at Notre Dame. This happened, a lot quicker than they thought it would. And, I think there's going to be some growing pains. And, you combine the fact that you've got a really young first-time head coach with no established quarterback. I did not like and believe and understand why Notre Dame would be ranked in the top 5 going into the season. I didn't think that they justified that kind of a ranking. But, I do believe that long-term that Marcus Freeman is going to be the guy. And I think they'll get this thing turned around this year and become a respectable team before it's all said and done. But they really have to just figure out, first off, who's their quarterback and what's their identity. Because right now, their performance last week against Marshall was every bit as concerning as Texas A&M's was against App State. So, I don't know how you pick a worse upset between those two, but we'll see. We'll see who can pull it together first and get it back on track.
So,
Steve, I'm sorry, Wes. Go ahead.
Well, I was kind of going to get. What do you think? Why do you think Brian Kelly left? And what did you feel about him? Why he was there, and how do you feel about him now?
So that's a great question. Those are 3 different emotions that kind of come to the forefront with me. I really thought he was the right guy at Notre Dame at the time, and I still believe that. But I believe that, he's a guy, he's got a huge ego, and it was always, it's really kind of come out over the years that it's always been about Brian Kelly. He wanted things to be kind of focused on him, and he wanted to be the guy that was, getting the credit for all the things that were happening. And he's a guy that didn't want to take a lot of credit when things went bad, didn't want to take the accountability, take the blame. He was known over the years to, make a lot of excuses and throw people under the bus. And I think most Notre Dame people now are very happy that he did take off. It was kind of like a good riddance thing when he did it the way that he did, kind of showed his true colors just by, chasing the money down to LSU. And, I don't think that there's a lot of bitterness in terms of wishing ill upon him. I just don't think that he is going to really be able to cut it down there in LSU. My prediction is he's not going to last more than 3 years down there. I just think the people down there are going to eat him up. And he never in his whole time at Notre Dame, he did not win one big football game. I mean, truly a big football game. And you look at all the he's now the all-time winningest coach in Notre Dame history. He broke Knute Rockne's record, a record that Lou Holtz decided he didn't want to break, which is why he left Notre Dame. 5
I never understood that, but keep on. You're on a roll.
Yeah. No, Lou left because there was a little bit of a internal issue with the athletic director at the time, but I think Lou, he also felt strongly that record, some records are not meant to be broken, and so he walked away from it at that point. And Brian Kelly, I think he wanted to be the guy at the top of that list, and I can tell you there'll never be a statue of Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. There's 4 statues there. There's Knute Rockne, Ara Parseghian, Frank Leahy, and Lou Holtz. Brian Kelly has the most wins, but there will not be a Brian Kelly statue there because he never really won a big game at Notre Dame, and nobody ever really looked at him in that same way.
He never won a national championship. All the guys you said did. They could build a statue behind the leprechaun. They wouldn't be able to see him, so you could do that.
You're right. He's about the size of a leprechaun. You're right. So we'll see how it works out. I think a lot of people were enjoying seeing him squirm there in that first game. When they got beat down there in his opener.
Did he not look like he was in shock?
He looked like he was in shock. He definitely did.
I mean, he looked. He looked like I don't know. Steve, I know real quick. I want to tell you something. So, of course, I was on the other team when we played you guys, but that's not what I'm going to tell you. Back in the Cornelius Bennett days, I was actually the center for the other team. For Alabama at the time. But
oh boy,
yeah, and I became really good friends. I think I've said this to you before about Kovaleski. Me and Kovaleski went to the Japan Bowl together, and we had a really good time. Anyway, but what I wanted to tell you that you might not know is Coach Bryant's coach played for Notre Dame, Frank Thomas.
Okay.
And Coach Bryant was very famous for all his halftime speeches he'd get and different things. Well, my father was put into College Football Hall of Fame, and at the time it was at South Bend, Indiana, and we went up there, and I went with Mal Moore, and he took a tour, who coached there under Faust. And
I know Mal, yeah.
Yeah, so we took
Mal.
Yeah, we took a tour with just me and Mal, and we ran into some fathers, and they locked it up. It was like being, I explained it to Steve that it was like being with Norm at Cheers, that old show. I mean, he were just, everybody's, Mal. And so they gave us a tour, and Mal explained to us and showed us the videos of Coach Rockney giving halftime speeches. Well, those were the same speeches Coach Bryant gave to Alabama in the 60s on their run, yeah. The same speeches that Newt Rockney gave, because it was the same speeches he got from Frank Thomas.
That is interesting, because he never would have thought about that.
No, never in a million years. They have We watched the video, and it was the exact speech my dad used to always say that he would give them when they were behind at halftime.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
That's interesting. I mean, obviously it works. You know, if two of the greatest coaches of all time were using the same speech, that's pretty impressive. So I can tell you one quick memory I've got, though, if we've got a second. That game in Birmingham in 1986, where that hit from Cornelius Bennett came. You know, you guys probably know this, but you can go to YouTube and just Google, just type in the sack, and that play comes up, and it shows what happened to me. I should have been almost was decapitated by Cornelius.
Who was the guard that was supposed to block him? He did not a very good job.
You're an offensive lineman. You shouldn't be throwing him under the bus.
It was a bootleg, yeah.
Yeah, he was just trying to get over there to help. He saw Cornelius coming upfield, and he was just trying to help me, and he's the one that gets blamed for it all the time. So
he didn't hard look out.
Well, it didn't happen. You know, it happened so quick. I had no chance. But let me just tell you this. So I took that hit, and Lou Holtz came up to me, and somehow I got up and got off the field. I don't know how I did, because I don't remember anything after the hit. I remember absolutely nothing. And I guess I got up and got off the field. Then I came back out for another series. We went 3 and out, and I came over to the sidelines. Now Lou tells this story because I don't remember it, but he says I came over to the sidelines, and he said, "Son, I'm going to have to take you out. You're done for the day." And I guess I said, "No, Coach, I'm fine. Let me get the cobwebs worked out. I'm okay." And he said, "Well, you may think you're okay, son, but you're calling plays from your high school playbook, and we don't know those plays. So you're out."
Steve, thank you so much for hanging out with us. A little overtime action as well.
Great.
Good luck on the call tomorrow night, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, fellas. Thanks. Take care. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve Berline. What a fantastic story. Don't we all have a Lou Holtz mannerisms? I've just
I used I had a love-hate relationship with him. You know, sometimes I'd love what he said, sometimes, but he was going to say whatever. He reminded me of my dad in this manner. Whatever Mark May said, Lou was going to say the opposite. No matter what he said, he was going to be on the other side, to the point where you thought they had to be planning it, but I don't think they were. I think he was just going on the other side of whatever Mark May said and was going to argue about it. And my dad used to go to this restaurant in Huntsville. It's no longer open, but you go in there, and the first lunch crowd, he'd stay in there an hour and 20 minutes, and the first lunch crowd would come in, he'd be on one side of the fence, and then the next crowd would come in, and he'd be on the other side. He'd change sides just so he could argue during lunch. So that reminds me of Lou Holtz.
Well, part of pick 2 is indeed the game that he is calling. Excuse me. I wanted to get a closer look on what he thought there about Texas A&M and Miami, which I think is a very intriguing game.
Yeah,
Wes.
I mean, him picking Texas A&M. I think Drew picked Texas A&M.
He did. He did.
I don't see it. I don't know.
How about what he said about Brian Kelly?
Oh yeah. Well, that
not lasting 3 years.
No. So what? I agree. I thought that the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, I told you it's a bad fit. I've said that from the get-go. Now, he might prove me wrong, and really, I hope he proves me wrong. I don't wish anybody bad. I don't think Notre Dame feels that way. I think it's the same feeling. I remember the feeling when I can't even remember. I'm trying to forget his name. The guy that came from TCU to Alabama.
TCU?
Yeah, he was a coach, came from TCU. Yeah. What was his name?
You thinking about Mike Price?
No, Mike Price came from Washington.
Yeah.
He was the guy before that. Mike Price took his place.
Franchione?
Franchione. So it's the way Alabama fans, when Franchione left, they kind of liked him when he was there, and he kind of bought in, but when he just left in the middle of the night and the way he left, and there was no love lost from Franchione, and nobody ever mentions his name. I can't even remember his name. So there you go.
I mean, he went like 24 and 23 when he was there, or something like that, in 2 seasons, and he played. My cousin played under him, so I mean, my cousin had some nice words for him, and then of course his senior year he was with Mike Price, but he wasn't involved with the situation and everything like that.
Well, he went with Mike Price. Was he down? Did he play in the golf tournament down in Pensacola?
Not that I know of. I didn't ask my cousin about it.
I heard it was rolling that night.
I've gotten to love where I'm at in Baton Rouge. I love the people. They love football. They love family. And they love food. And that fits me really well. So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
That's right. We have Chad Gwatney behind the glass tonight as I guess our Auburn representative needs every other Friday off.
Apparently.
But hey, big game tonight, man. Big game tomorrow.
Big game tomorrow. He's down there looking for orange jersey.
He's looking for an orange face mask.
Have we got our orange helmet in yet?
That is on the way. I got a tracking package notification today. Yes.
You better keep up with it.
Yes, that's been a very popular item I've been talking about this week, is the Auburn football helmet that is on the way, courtesy of Dana down at Auburn, sending us the Auburn helmet with an orange face mask.
Yeah, Lovechild. He was a little bit too excited over people wearing a jersey. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if he didn't have to visit the men's clinic or anything like that. Well, that's for sure. Talking about the orange jersey. So.
Well, we are way late for a break, but what a way to start a Pick 2 Friday. Cliff, if you hang with us, we will start Pick 2 with you on the other side. The phone number to call in, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade in, trade up to a gold certified or blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the worries. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan Spartman. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for a 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the tables. Sign up at BetUS.com or call 1-800-99-BET-US and get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyandersonford.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
It is indeed a Pick 2 Friday. Later on tonight, we'll have Randolph Raider football over the airwaves of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. A big one tonight for the Raiders as they are on the road at Westminster Christian, and what could decide some home field advantage for a team or two once the playoffs start up. That will be Austin Coletti and Drew DeArmond over the main airwaves, and then I, along with Glenn Laird, will be over on Zone 2 as I am at Bill Washington Stadium getting ready for a 3A Region 7 matchup between the Madison Academy Mustang and the Hawks of Danville. First time I'm getting to see Danville, and looking forward to that contest tonight. We also have a zone deal going on right now. In fact, that is your winner of Pick 2 will get a round of golf, 2 rounds of golf plus a cart from Gunter's Landing. Head on over to our website, 977ESPN.com, and grab yours if you want to do it the regular way, as there are currently 24 of them available. We started out with 60, so they are dwindling away pretty good right now. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. But away we go with the phone lines, and we certainly do appreciate Chad, who's filling in. In fact, he has had himself a long day here at the station. Cliff is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline.
Is that Chad's? The new bed we have back there, is that yours? Okay, just make sure.
It's an Army cot.
It's a cot, yeah.
Cot, yeah.
Cliff, start us off. How are you, Cliff?
I'm doing all right. I stopped at the State Line store to try my hand at a scratch-off, but I didn't do no good.
Ooh. Well, maybe this is a better omen to be a part of Pick 2.
Right.
Yeah. I've had a lot of luck in Tennessee. Georgia, okay. Florida's I've won $10,000 one time.
Dude, I used to hit them all the time, and then it's just like a drought. I
know. Well, I mean, yeah,
it comes and goes, man.
Gas prices are up. They need the extra money.
Yeah, that's right.
They're giving the losers out right now.
Hey, I'll make this quick, Wes. I wanted to ask you something, man. How come our defense, bro? It's like we never blitz. No corner blitzes, no safety blitzes, no attack.
Well, we did blitz. If you remember in the game, Kool-Aid had a sack. We did blitz. We weren't very successful with it. They picked it up. They did a good job picking it up. We did put some pressure on in the second half when we rushed 5. You know, what you want to try to do in a game is with our guys, we should be able to get a pass rush
right
with just 4. And then if we can do that, we can control the game. The fact that we couldn't do that, they had a good plan. They double-teamed Will Anderson. And when we went to 5, they had trouble doing that. So we did get some pressure with him and Dallas Turner both. Were in the quarterback's face several times when he threw the ball. On their big play, Will Anderson was tackled from behind by the back. I mean, he just basically he wrapped him up. So, I mean, and they didn't call it, which is okay. You're going to miss a couple. We had holding, too. They didn't call. But, you know, I think that if we did blitz, though, is what I'm trying to say. They just picked it up.
Yes.
Cliff, you want to hop on Pick 2?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Penn State at Auburn.
Penn State, back-to-back.
Mississippi State at LSU.
LSU.
Total combined yards for Bryce Young is your tiebreaker.
Oh man, give me 364.
It is yours. Thank you, Cliff.
All right, guys, have a good weekend.
Jeff is next up on a Pick 2 Friday. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you guys this evening?
We're doing well, thank you.
Let's jump on Pick 2.
You got it. Penn State at Auburn.
Let me have Penn State.
And Mississippi State at LSU.
Mississippi State.
Total for Bryce Young.
285.
It is yours. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, thank you.
I think I know where our next caller is going to go. LSU Lynch. Been a minute since we heard from you.
Lord, Moulton, how are you doing, son?
Man, where you been hiding?
Son, well, what happened was, I didn't go to jail like Legend. You know, that didn't happen. So, but I'm going to tell you what's going on with all these old men calling in. See, what is going on is J.J. Walker is lying to all those old men calling in to find bomb because they done lost their Medicare Part C ain't working for their free condoms and Viagra. So they got nothing to say anymore. So let's do the Pick 3. And I don't like Brian Kelly. Let's do the Pick 3.
All right.
Dynamite!
Exactly. Well played. Penn State is at Auburn.
So, as much as I hate to say it, it's going to be Penn State.
Mississippi State at LSU.
They going to get us. So, let me go with them.
You going with the Dogs. Total for Bryce Young is your tiebreaker.
Give me $1.
Ooh, 100?
No, I'm out. I thought I was talking to the process right. Hey, give me 2. I'm gonna tell you what. Bryce Young gonna be like what, 279. How that?
It is yours. Good to hear from you.
Hey, I have tried to call you guys because I love you. We listen to you every day. Y'all had a great show yesterday. So I'll be back. Y'all just let me, holler at you.
Well, don't be a stranger, but I appreciate you calling in. Really.
Yes, sir. I'll listen to you. And, I'm going to bring some funny stuff,
Thank you, LSU Lynch. Appreciate the phone call there. 256-576-4977. That is the telephone number. How do you feel about Penn State at Auburn now that we're creeping up on kickoff, Wes?
You're going to have to ask that question again. I was in here with the peanut gallery.
Well, tell the peanut gallery to quiet down.
No, it's not them. It's on me. I didn't have my headsets on. What did you say?
How do you feel about the Penn State-Auburn matchup, Wes?
Yeah, so I don't know how bad. I hadn't watched Penn State, but I plan on watching that game. I look forward. I'm going to have it on Alabama on one so I can report on that and Auburn on the other and just flick back and forth. But I think the game will be similar as it was last year. I heard that if it's I think Penn State's going to win. I think a very close game, but I'm pulling for Auburn.
So it's a 2-point line right now.
Yeah, it's a 2-point line. So they say if it's a 2-point line, bet Penn State. This is what a bookie said today. But if it's over 3, bet on Auburn. So he's thinking, it's interesting. So I think it's going to be a close game. I don't see any one of these teams blowing the other one out. I don't see that in any sense or form of imagination. I just hope it's hot for Auburn, so Penn State will melt. We played them one time during the day in Tuscaloosa, and they melted. They just in the fourth quarter they could barely run on the field. It was so hot. So I hope it's hot and muggy for them down there, and that'll give Auburn a decided advantage in the game. And if it's a close game, then maybe they can pull it out.
Let's talk to Scott. Scott is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Scott?
Doing well today. Enjoy your show. Makes the drive home from Huntsville a lot easier.
Thank you.
I enjoyed a lifelong Alabama fan, but and I enjoyed Pat Dye on this show very much, but I don't think Auburn's got the team for it this year.
I actually have lunch with Pat Dye's grandchild yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it was very. Both got emotional talking about him. We miss him so much.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun. It was like you were living with a different people from a different planet, right? The way they grew up.
Yeah.
And then that one you admired, though.
Yeah.
It was just
different
type men that we all grew up with. My father was like him, like Coach Bryant. That was, they were, I'm watching all my heroes turn to ghosts, and they just need to be remembered. So I appreciate your comment about Coach Dye.
Yeah, he was one of the best guests on the show, and miss those stories. When y'all have the best of, you ought to play them.
We do, and we will continue to do so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like to do the pick 2 today.
You got it. Penn State at Auburn.
Afraid it's going to be Penn State if they play like they did against San Jose.
And Mississippi State is at LSU.
Love to see the Bulldogs tear them up.
And then total yards for Bryce Young tomorrow against Louisiana Monroe.
315.
It is yours. Thank you, Scott.
All right.
256-576-4977. That is the telephone number. Incidentally, coming up later on tonight, since this hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, They have also been our sponsor, and they continue to be our sponsor for the Scoreboard Show, the North Alabama Scoreboard Show. Scott Tyson will keep you up to date. Week 4 already, and that starts at 8:30 over on the Blitz. And then as soon as Randolph is done with their game, we will join that Scoreboard Show in progress over the airwaves right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. A big thank you to the fine folks, Bobby White, and all the fine folks there at Woody Anderson Ford, supporting local community broadcasts as well as events there at Woody Anderson Ford. Joel is up next. How are you, Joel? Okay, so let's go Eagle Eye Hunter.
Hey, SB, how y'all doing today?
Man, long time no talk to.
Yes, sir, it's been a while. Going up here to my grandson's football practice and listening on the radio, and we thought it'd be good to have a couple of free passes for golf. So we're going to go ahead and do the pick 2.
Perfect. Penn State at Auburn.
Just don't believe 2 home teams are going to lose tomorrow, so I'm going to go with Auburn on that one.
And Mississippi State at LSU.
I'm going to pick Mississippi State.
So you got a road team there. So tell me what you think about Bryce Young. What kind of number are we going to get out of the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback?
Well, my grandson says 292.
All right. Hard to mess with that logic.
That's right.
Enjoy the game tonight and appreciate you calling in.
All right, my friend.
Kevin is next. How are you, Kevin?
What's going on, my guy?
We're good.
That's good. I didn't want to be the Gator fan that didn't call after a loss, so I want to hold my head up high and make a call back into you again this week.
So Wolverine Dan actually won last week and made a point to come up to me on Tuesday at the furniture factory and said, "So where's my prize?" So, yeah, he's very humble as a winner.
There it is. It sounds like it.
You know, he didn't win for like 5 years.
Forever.
For 5 years, he whined on this radio station.
Yeah.
I bet he's won 20 times since then. Since Ms. Ginger started helping him. Old Ginger closes one eye and makes the picks every week.
That sounds about right.
All right, so actually Kevin won a couple of weeks ago, but you are eligible to come back into the party. So let's roll with pick 2. Penn State is at Auburn. What do you think?
I think Auburn's going to get up for this game, man. I think the vibe around Auburn right now, from what I'm hearing, is everybody's got a positive spirits that Auburn's going to get up for this game. So I'm going to roll with Auburn on it.
That's Trudy Armand saying War Eagle right there. Oh, that's fantastic. LSU is playing host to Mississippi State.
No, I like what Mississippi State's doing on defense. Give me the Bulldogs.
Who let the dogs out? Who?
Total for Bryce Young is your tiebreaker.
We'll go with 297.
It is yours. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
I definitely feel like Tom Abraham is influencing you, Chad Guatney. But I'm enjoying it.
It's just for tonight.
Just for tonight. Don't worry, I won't tell him. Let's
what about
go.
all these all these damn Abrahams are Cleveland Browns fans. What is wrong with them? I mean, they're the Yankees,
It's
the
despicable.
Alabama, and the Cleveland Browns.
I know, of all teams.
I mean, you know what? Wow,
Glutton for punishment is what they are.
I guess the Detroit Lions weren't available.
They lost a bet, maybe.
Yeah, they had to. They all had Browns jerseys on, all watching as a family. I mean, nobody had a handgun, thank God.
Let's take our final time out. We had Eagle Eye Hunter. Kevin and Steve, if you hang out No, that's right. We just had Kevin, Steve, and David. Get my stuff together. We'll take your phone calls on the other side. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and take our final time out and continue along here on a Pick 2 Friday right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing, helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed precision overhead garage door service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
These days, my budget could really use a boost, which is why I love shopping at Kohl's. With the epic deals going on right now, I got myself some cute tees for under $7 each. Oh, and all my fall home decor, 40% off. Not to mention, everyone in my family got boots for under $40 each. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. Yep, just a few hacks to work around inflation. Select styles. Offers end September 11th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade in, trade up to a gold certified or blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the worries. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan Spartman. Hope to see you soon.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fantastic Friday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. It'll be a fantastic evening for Friday night football. For the most part, temperatures hanging out somewhere in the low and mid 70s. Maybe just a touch on the humid end of the spectrum. Still going to be really fantastic. Temperatures continue to fall off through the overnight early into your Saturday mornings. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, this is Chris Stewart. The quest for a 19th championship starts this fall. Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Boy, Coach Grizz with a gut punch right there. Ooh. Let's head back to the phone line, shall we? Steve is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Steve?
How are you doing, sir? I'm doing just fine.
I'm good. You got a good name.
Well, I appreciate it. I just want to let y'all guys know that I really enjoy listening to y'all fellas. It's a lot better than the Feinbaum show.
We appreciate that. I'll let Paul know.
It's a lot more professional, and I don't know what's happened to that show, but it's done turned into a circus.
Well, I think it's always been a circus. It's just that right now, the tiger escaped.
Yeah, but at least y'all guys carry on decent conversations about football. That's done turned into something that's totally about mentally retarded people.
Oh, God bless.
All right, Steve, pick two. Penn State is at Auburn. Who you got?
Penn State at Auburn. I've got Auburn.
And Mississippi State at LSU.
I got LSU.
Total for Bryce Young is your tiebreaker.
340 yards.
It is yours. Thank you, Steve.
Thank y'all, guys. Bye-bye.
Let's, David, do you just want to do pick two, or do you want to chat a little bit with us? David? Sports Center update comes up at the top of the hour. I think David's answering the question for me. Oh, I know, yeah. But I think he's answering the question for me anyway. So, just a 3-minute break here, and we will be right back to take more of your picks on a Pick 2 Friday.
To the car in Denver. They traded all the picks. They traded away everything, right, to get Russell Wilson. He has more leverage than leverage you could ever imagine to get a deal done in Denver. But when he goes and he takes the deal that he took, it affects Lamar's money. Unlike Kyler Murray. Remember, Kyler Murray went before Russell. So Kyler goes, then Russell goes. Russell takes a Denver Bronco-friendly deal.
Don't you think they worked that out before the trade? Probably.
They probably had some conversations.
So it affects Lamar's money because that's what they're going to point to.
Lamar's money. That's why I'm like, Russell, just stand firm. Don't affect the other dudes.
GJ and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Steve Lennox. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert suffered a fracture to his rib cartilage in Thursday night's loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. Head coach Brandon Staley said today, Herbert, right now, day-to-day. Saints running back Alvin Kamara is questionable for Sunday's game against the Buccaneers. Kamara left last week's game against Atlanta with a rib injury. Bucs receiver Chris Godwin has been ruled out for Sunday's game. Bucs right now 0-4 in 4 regular season meetings with the Saints over the previous 2 seasons. Tom Brady, 8 interceptions in those losses.
It's got to be good football. You know, on offense, defense, special teams, they're too good of a team to think that you can win one phase and win the game. So I think it's just understanding why we're losing those games. And probably the thing that jumps out the most, turnovers. You know, they're a very physical team. I think they beat us up physically. They know how to get the job done. You know, you play good teams on the road, you got to go play well. And we just, last couple times we played them, you know, haven't done a great job of that.
Saints have not only won the last 4 games against the Buccaneers with Brady at quarterback for Tampa Bay, they've won 7 straight regular season meetings with Tampa Bay. College football on ESPN TV tonight, 2-0 Florida State Seminoles and the 1-1 Louisville Cardinals set to kick off in a little over 30 minutes. Louisville plays its home opener tonight after losing on the road to open up the season against Syracuse, winning last Friday at UCF. Seminoles opened up the season with a home win against Duquesne, won on the road last time out against LSU. Yankees open up a road series tonight in Milwaukee against the Brewers. Yankees have activated Aroldis Chapman from the injured list. Chapman has been on the injured list since August 27th because of infection caused by a new tattoo.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What would be a success for Justin Fields and the Bears?
If you can win 5 games and show progress, that's a win.
Get more from the guys Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Final hour of the week is upon us, and this is actually your final call for phone calls. Wes is back in the studios, and I am at Bill Washington Stadium getting ready for some Mustang football. Madison Academy welcoming in the Hawks from Danville. 256-576-4977. Incidentally, over the airwaves in an hour from right now, it'll be Randolph Raider football as they are at Westminster Christian. And what is a big matchup there in 4A Region 8. Jim is next up. How are you, Jim?
Doing well, guys. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. I just wanted to get on pick 2, please.
You got it. Penn State is at Auburn. Mississippi State is at LSU.
Mississippi State.
Total for Bryce Young.
277.
It is yours. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Keith is next. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Just enjoying this beautiful weather up here on Sand Mountain.
I tell you, I can get used to this. I don't know if the dew point feels like it's in the 50s right now. It feels awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's football weather, no doubt about it. Hey, Steve, I won't keep you. I know you fixed to get out of there. I'd just like to get on pick 2.
You got it. Penn State is at Auburn.
I'm going to go with Penn State.
And Mississippi State is at LSU.
Going Mississippi State.
Total for Bryce.
311 available.
It is yours.
Thank you, Steve. Y'all have a good weekend.
You too. So, Wes, we talked a little bit about the Penn State-Auburn matchup. What do you think about Mississippi State-LSU?
You know, a lot of talent in this game. Just interested to see how LSU plays. You know, a lot of athletes. You know, they're a box of chocolates. I don't know what I'm going to get. So how can you predict the game, right? I mean, look at, if they play like they did the first game, they'll get beat. Is Mississippi State better than Florida State? Well, I think it's probably a push. I think this game's close. I wouldn't be surprised if LSU won this game. You know, so I think I'm going to go with LSU. But it wouldn't surprise me anything that happens. You know, both these games to me, it's like last week at Alabama. I thought there was only one scenario Alabama covered, and that's if Texas turned the ball over much. Texas ended up with 0 turnovers. So, you know, that's why I said stay away from it, that I didn't like it. I wouldn't, if I was a bet man, I wouldn't bet on any one of these games. I don't think there's too much unknown on both teams.
Yeah.
And both teams, you know, if Penn State turns the ball over, Auburn might win by 8 or more points, you know. And Auburn doesn't turn them. If Auburn throws 2 interceptions, though, I don't see how they win the game.
Final call of the week goes to the Flying Miner.
How you doing, guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I'll just make it real quick. Penn State, I picked Penn State. Auburn hasn't established a quarterback. I think it's going to hurt them. LSU and Young with 345 yards.
It is yours, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, have a good weekend.
You too. And coming up on the other side, our conversation we had with Chris Doering earlier in the week, plus we'll hear from head coach Nick Saban, who on a bit of a rant on Wednesday, as well as my conversations with Nick Saban, as well as Brian Harsin, and you'll also hear from James Franklin and his overview when he spoke to the media on Tuesday about what his club is facing tomorrow afternoon on CBS there on the Plains. Wes, have a good weekend. We will reconvene on Monday. And let's go ahead and take our first time out. Randolph Raider football. That's right, indeed.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of no knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade in and trade up to a gold certified or blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed a 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the worries. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan Spartman. Hope to see you soon.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
These days, my budget could really use a boost, which is why I love shopping at Kohl's. With the epic deals going on right now, I got myself some cute tees for under $7 each. Oh, and all my fall home decor, 40% off. Not to mention, everyone in my family got boots for under $40 each. Plus, I earn Kohl's cash. Yep, just a few hacks to work around inflation. Select styles, offers end September 11th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
For 50 years, our mission, do the right thing and make long-term decisions. We value our customers, and we invest in supporting you. We use our own technologies to automate, to provide you the best support possible. And we have the strongest guarantees in the industry. I just can't tell you I'm going to provide you great support. I have to prove it to you with my actions.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that his mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama A&M University football. Stop into University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com and view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see ya in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
We head out to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Not sure if our next guest is wearing orange or not. But you can see him every weekend on the SEC Network. He is, it's probably in his wheelhouse there, being a former Florida Gator. Chris Doering. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. I was going to say maybe a little different shade of orange traditionally, but I will be cheering full throat for Auburn this weekend, playing out of conference for sure. So got to represent the league.
I mean, Auburn fans at least are going giddy for the possibility of orange jerseys. I don't know what that says about the team, but nonetheless, anyway, it's a pretty salty matchup this weekend with Penn State. Right out of the gate, what are your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, first and foremost, I'm excited about how excited the fans are. I think they feel like they owe Penn State a little something after last year going up into that environment with the whiteout and how cool that was. But, as an opposing player, Jordan-Hare was my favorite stadium to go play in. It was extremely loud. It was very knowledgeable fans, and certainly, we had more than one greeting where they were rocking our bus going in. So I think Penn State's in for a pretty wild environment on Saturday. But on the field, man, there's a couple things I need to see. I got to have more production from the quarterback position, and I got to have the defense create some turnovers. No turnovers in the first two ball games, -4 in the turnover margin. They've got to do something to help the offense out a little bit with maybe some short field situations or even scoring some points, given how challenged this offense is to drive the length of the field and certainly lacking a lot of explosiveness right now.
You look at the first week of the Southeastern Conference was 13-1, was close to being 14-0. Week 2, though, didn't look so hot.
No.
Well, it could have been a disaster, had Alabama not been able to pull that one out in Austin, and certainly Tennessee having the ability to escape in overtime. It could have been a real issue. Obviously, the SEC took a little bit of a hit. I never believed that Texas A&M was the 6th best team in the country anyway. I think they're one of the more habitually overrated teams when it comes to off-season expectations. But certainly would not have imagined they would lose to App State. But there's a couple teams I look at that I had higher expectations for heading into the season that I've had to reevaluate. One of those being Texas A&M, and another being LSU. I was really completely shocked with how poorly they played against FSU 2 weeks ago, and the offensive line is going to be an issue all year long. And there's not a game on LSU's schedule that I look at within the SEC that I can mark down as a guaranteed win because of how poor that offensive line was.
So going to Florida last week, for 3 quarters, Florida looked like a really good football team, and all of a sudden, quarterback made a bad decision, threw an pick six, and the whole game flipped on them.
You must have watched a different game than I did because Florida looked bad from the get-go last week. I mean, it was a recipe for disaster when you're asking Anthony Richardson to throw the ball 35 times. I mean, he carried the ball 6 times, threw the ball 35 times, and it should be much more skewed the other way in terms of him running the football more. He's not at this point in his career. He's only started three career games at the college level. He's not a consistent passer. That was one of my issues coming into the season is he had guys that were open and could not make the accurate throws, and he himself admitted that his confidence was shook early in that game. They did not run him enough. Credit Kentucky for having a great game plan. I thought Brad White put together a solid plan with the defense playing vision coverage to kind of keep eyes on him to keep him from making an impact scrambling when plays break down in the passing game. And for giving him a lot of give reads in the zone read game, they were trying to force the ball out of his hands and make a running back beat him, which Florida did not do. So they've got to be more intentional about having him involved in the run game, regardless of what the defense is trying to take away. And they've got to be able to be more consistent in the passing game because his accuracy's got to improve. The running backs have to pick up their guys in protection, and receivers got to make plays too.
Talking with Chris Doering right now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And, Chris, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. And I've seen quite a bit of all the SEC teams. I've seen stuff out of Vanderbilt, too. That goal line stand right before they threw the pick six against Wake Forest. I've been thoroughly impressed with the effort that I've seen out of Vanderbilt. Right now, to me, the 2 worst teams that I've seen are Missouri and Auburn.
Yeah, I'm shocked at how bad Missouri looked against K-State on Saturday. We felt like maybe they had turned the corner in their run defense. That was a big issue last year. The first game of the season, La Tech only rushed for 11 yards, and they come out and get absolutely